Alrighty guys, today I'm going to give you guys a quick tour on a fan-based manga of Dragon Ball Z that I find really interesting. Now as you see, it is called Dragon Ball Multiverse, and a number of my subscribers have sent me inboxes asking me, hey Quaman, what is Dragon Ball Multiverse? Well, I'm here to tell you guys that it is basically a fan-based manga that takes place between where Goku takes Oop to train and Dragon Ball GT. And it's really interesting because it basically takes these weird aliens, right? And these aliens basically come to Earth and offer Goku and his friends a tournament. Now, basically, once you see the tournament, you see that there are different universes of yourself in which the Z Warriors had different outcomes. So, for example, in one universe, you would see where Cell defeated Gohan. In one universe, you will see where Bojack killed Gohan. In one universe, you'll see where the Nameks all decided to fuse together, and then they managed to kill Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu. And it's really interesting. As you can see here, one thing I really like about Dragon Ball Multiverse is the drawings. Now, the drawings are incredible in my opinion. I don't think anybody can argue that the drawings are almost as good as Akira Toriyama's. Now, I know that there's some panels that might not look as good, but coming from someone who actually owns the entire manga, I can actually attest to you and say that the drawings are amazing. In addition to this, the story is very rich. As you can see, our heroes are from the 18th galaxy, I'm sorry, 18th universe, and basically they go and they see a variety of themselves. So I'll show you guys some alternate universes here. Let me show you guys where Gohan was defeated by Cell. So, basically in this timeline, what happened was that Gohan and Cell enter the Kamehameha Clash. The exact same events happen where Gohan gets injured trying to help Vegeta, and then they get into the Kamehameha Clash. But this time, Gohan's saying, I can't go any further. Goku's like, no. And then Gohan basically just gives up, and Cell kills him. Now, after this, as you can see, the Z Warriors are all upset about it. You know, Vegeta's the strongest one next to Gohan since Trunks is dead. And then, basically all the Z Warriors try to fight Cell, and as you can see, this is probably not going to turn out very well. Cell brutally, and I mean brutally, and I'm just skimming through this, guys, because I don't want to waste so much time on this. Cell brutally kills the Z Warriors. He just goes behind Vegeta, he blasts him in the back, Vegeta's dead. Then he basically proceeds to kill the other Z Warriors. You know Krillin's not going to do anything. He goes behind Piccolo, he cuts him in half. Now I'm not going to lie, the panels for this one don't look as good as the others. And I will have to say that the colored panels don't look as good. But overall, I think the drawings are really good for this. They look really close to the real manga. Now, let's go on to the more recent storyline where we can see future Gohan. And basically, I actually made a video about this, similar, where I talked about what happened in Trunks' universe when he returned and about the whole Majin Buu concept. But I already mentioned that Babidi probably wouldn't have came to Earth. But here you can actually see that Babidi did come to Earth where future Gohan was around, which would make sense based on the timing. And as you can see here, the panels are amazing here. Like, it's almost identical to the manga in this panel. The drawings are great right here. Basically what happens is future Gohan's about to see the androids, and I don't know this story yet because it's not finished. And basically, you know, the same thing, Babidi kills whatever humans are left. Future Gohan goes, and he starts to fight against Pui Pui and Deborah. As you can see here, he's probably confused, and basically, you know, he's probably confused, like, what the hell are these guys doing here? And Deborah grabs him, Pui Pui is going to suck up his energy, and Gohan kicks him and knocks Deborah off. Now, I don't know if Gohan's going to be strong enough to defeat Deborah, but it's interesting to watch how the story might unfold. Now, one story that I also want to show you guys is the story with the Nameks. So basically, as you can see here, the last Namek. Now, I really like this story more than most of these Dragon Ball Multiverse stories. What happens is that you have two different types of stories in Dragon Ball Multiverse. You have the story that is going on in the tournament, and then they also have like a backstory as to what happened in other universes, where like Gohan and the rest go to get the Dragon Balls on Namek. But this time, instead, what happens is that they just find this really huge Namek that basically was the formation of all the Nameks put together, because the Nameks realized that individually they weren't strong enough to fight Frieza. So, as you can see here, Gohan and Krillin and the rest of the gang are like, what the heck are these guys doing here? And basically that's how this storyline goes. I don't want to go into too much detail about it, but that's basically what it is. All the Nameks decided to fuse, and he helps Gohan and Krillin get the Dragon Balls on Namek and stop them from the Frieza threat. So, moving on, another thing I just want to point out without going too much into this is that there's a variety of stories for you guys to check out. You also have a storyline in which Bardock actually successfully rebelled against Frieza's empire. What happens is they basically said that let's all turn into our monkey forms and let's all attack Frieza before he transforms. So they all did like a huge blast and stopped Frieza. Now, many people are like, well, it wouldn't be enough to kill him, but you know what? I think this is a great fan-based manga. I don't think it's completely accurate. I'm sure many of other diehard Dragon Ball Z fans would agree with that. But I really like the stories because they're very rich in nature. I mean, they're very creative, and this was a great way to extend the Dragon Ball Z series. Now, if Dragon Ball Z were to continue, I do think this multiverse plot would actually be the best way to continue the franchise. I mean, it would somewhat fit into the storyline, and it would actually be really interesting to see how other Dragon Ball Z worlds essentially turned out, with Goku being evil. That was one of the storylines where Goku was basically, he stayed evil, and then he basically just killed all the other Z Warriors. Now, I'm not gonna lie, not all of these are completely finished yet. Not all of what I'm saying we've gotten to actually see, but if you read it, you hear the characters talking about it. So we didn't get to really see how Goku killed all the other warriors on Earth. But, I mean, this story is in development. It's very long. I'm telling you guys now, there's a lot of panels. And in addition to that, I want to end this video by talking about the textual fanfiction. So I just started reading about the Mirai world, which is basically Trunks' future, and basically they go in detail about what did the Z Warriors actually do against the androids. Now, they don't have the panels that the others did. I think that would have been much better, but it's really interesting. If you guys are interested in reading, I've already read the first 13 panels of it. Basically, they're talking about in detail about how did the Z Warriors fight against the androids, who died first, what was the android's perspective, what was the human's perspective. You see a variety of different things, and it's really interesting. There's a lot of stuff you guys can check out in Dragon Ball Multiverse. I hope you do. Any diehard Dragon Ball Z fan, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, you guys should really support these guys. And the last thing I really want to say is that they've actually started making animations of Dragon Ball Multiverse. The first one didn't have an audio, but the second one did. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to check it out. This is Dragon Ball Multiverse. It's an amazing series. I, as a diehard Dragon Ball Z fan, will tell you guys this is great. Please check it out. And please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.